yes, people, what is going on? Oh, the French. Oh, the French, the French, the French, the French, the French, the French. Oh, how you doing, lads? How you doing? You okay? You're out. You're gone. Goodbye. The Swiss shouldn't have even got through. The third place team thing shouldn't even be a thing. And the French have been knocked out in a penalty shootout after leading 3-1 in the second half of a 90-minute game of football. That was all it took. They were 3-1 up after Benzema scored 2 great goals. Paul Pogba stood there like that after scoring what, to be fair, was a worldie. It was an absolute banger. But yet, all of a sudden, the thing that I always knew was going to cost the French has come back to bite them on the arse. They can't defend. They cannot defend. They get 2 goals in right at the end of the game. 90 minutes of football done and dusted. Have no way of coming up with something in extra time as they still can't defend. And then they lose on penalties. Now, look, let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into it. Oh, this is going to be good. Now, of course, look, I'm an English fan. I'm wearing a Croatia shirt, but that's a different matter. I'm an England fan. England could go out tomorrow to Germany. I get that. I'm fine with it. I'll be honest with you, I'm almost semi-expecting it to happen. I don't want to say that. I want to keep my voice down a little bit. But let's just go back over this 90 minutes of football and then what it means for the whole tournament. Actually, let's talk about the whole tournament. Let's talk about the whole tournament. Do you remember when it was like England want to come second in the group because we get an easier draw? Even me, I said, no, I want to win the group. I want to win the group. And we should do. Now, obviously, it's worked out a little bit in our favour, thanks to, Sweden being Sweden and obviously qualifying ahead of Spain. But everyone wanted to avoid that side of the draw because of France. Because of France, you knew you were going to get Italy as well. And there was just better teams on that side of the draw. But you wanted to avoid the French. The French have gone. The favourites, the Stonewall favourites for this tournament have gone in the round of 16. They are out. It's done. Mbappe missed. Simple. Sorry, do you know what? Mbappe didn't miss. Sommer made an absolutely belting save. Sommer won this. No, we don't. As much as the clickbaits Mbappe missed and oh my God. Sommer made a fantastic save, and Switzerland, little old Switzerland, who I think have been actually bang average throughout the whole tournament, are now in a quarter-final. Now, they're going to play against the Spanish, and the Spanish will back themselves. To be fair, both teams have played 120 minutes today. Obviously, the penalty is a little bit more for the Swiss, but I think likelihood is the Spanish will be able to kind of come up with the goods, and they'll probably make a semi-final, which would be absolutely mind-blowing to them anyway. But the Swiss, massive success story. Massive success story. We could talk about it all day long. We could be here forever. But regardless, the French are out. The French have gone. I can't believe this. The French have gone. The French are out. I'm ill. I'm excited. I've got energy. I've got energy. The French, the mighty French, the world champion French are gone. They have gone. Now, let's talk about the game because I know I need to get into it. This is meant to be a match reaction for the game of football I've just watched. I can't remember who scored all the goals. Severovic got the first one, right? Let's go from there. Benzema scored twice. Pogba got the third. Then I think Severovic got the second one for the Swiss with the header, banging goal. Severovic with the first one was a good finish as well. Benzema, I think, was the first goal. The take's amazing. The second one, I mean, he's at the back post. Fair play. Pogba's goals are worldy. That's my review of those games. The last one, I can't remember who scored it. I'm not going to lie, can't remember. Good finish either way. Great pass through from whoever it was. Brilliant. That's the game of football done. Switzerland deserved something. If this was 90 minutes of football, they deserved a draw at least. I mean, obviously, you've got world-class players for the French, like world-class, like soon-to-be legends, certain of these players. They deserved something to get, a 3-3 at a point would have been very justified. But of course, we're in knockout football. That doesn't make a difference. So it had to be all or nothing. And they got it all. They frustrated the French. They did everything that they needed to do. And let's not lie to ourselves. The Swiss have been okay throughout the whole tournament. They were good today when they came forward. Another one of these teams that's attacking strength is what gets them through. They can come forward. They can score goals. Seferovic is a good footballer. other people as well. I could be here forever. So, and Babu with the cross is amazing, right? I could sit here and talk all day about that, all day. But the French get unstuck when there's not space to go into. And Switzerland didn't allow them to have the space in the first half. Obviously, he took the lead. And that's what the French wanted. They wanted the space in behind. Griezmann, fast. Benzema, half-decent fast. Mbappe, rapid. Of course, we know this. Pogba, with all the forward passing that he can make, playing into these people. That's what they wanted, and they couldn't get it. They could not get it because the Swiss shut them down. They tactically got it right. They got it spot on. The French are a good side. People, I mean, they're world champions. You can say they're a great side. They're a good side because they are able to concede goals. Their back four and goalkeeper is not world-class elite, like right up there with the best in, you know, the best in history. I think because a lot of people are saying, oh, this French team are going to go and do a lot like the Spanish did. No, I don't back it. The French will be back in the 2022 World Cup. Of course, you know they're going to be back there to retain their crown and whatever. But let's just deal with it how it is. The French bottled it. They completely bottled it. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Mbappe missed a penalty, right? There's a couple of fantastic penalties up till then from both teams. A couple of fantastic penalties. 5-4 it finished, of course, on penalties. 3-3 overall. We were saying about the last game being the best game of the tournament. I'd argue this one is now. The way that they come from behind, and let's not lie to ourselves, right? The French would have seen that game, even if they'd have seen it in part. They would have seen probably until 90 minutes, or at least till probably 60 minutes of the game, and knew that the way that Croatia played, they stayed in the game and they give it a go. And it wasn't an upset that Croatia sent Spain to extra time, but things can happen, and you would make sure that today you just get up for the occasion, and they didn't. That's the bottom line. I can't believe I'm saying it. I can't believe I'm saying it. The French are out in the round of 16. They weren't good in the first game. They weren't good against the Germans. Won it 1-0. Lucky, to be honest with you. And then the next game they played against Hungary and were 1-0 down for a long chunk of the game. Drew it 1-1. Deserved to draw it 1-1. Then they played against Portugal, and Portugal were happy for a point because that got them through. And that's all Portugal cared about. Well, Portugal have gone. France have gone. Germany could likely go tomorrow. Sorry, I say likely. Let me rephrase that. Germany could go tomorrow if England get it right. If England get it right, and let's be honest, the way that this tournament has gone so far, the Dutch out, Portuguese out. They had a tough draw regardless, one of those two, but one of the big boys was going. The French, shock result, out. If Germany goes tomorrow, you're looking at Belgium, you're looking at Italy, you're looking at England, and then, realistically, you're thinking about other teams that can win it. You're thinking of Denmark. I mean, the Spanish also will throw their name in the, their name in the hat, but it's just baffled me. It has absolutely just baffled me. I could sit here and talk for hours about it, but I've got to get this video up so you guys can see it. Mbappe has not shown up at this tournament. You can't put all your eggs into one basket. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, Pogba, oh, well, Benzema, oh, well, Griezmann. None of them have been great at this tournament so far. They've got moments in them, of course. But this is a whole team game. And their whole team defence ain't good enough. It's not good enough. And they will absolutely be kicking themselves that they let Aymeric Laporte go and play for Spain. It just blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. The French have bottled it. No other way to say it. And let's give credit where it is due. Congratulations to the Swiss. Congratulations. Now, they don't care whether they get knocked out in the next game they play. They genuinely couldn't give a toss if they get knocked out in the next game. Because they've beaten the world champions on penalties in the round of 16 as they were the favourites for the whole tournament. They've upset the odds. The likelihood is they're never going to win a major trophy. But they're going to be probably as close as they've ever been. They've never beaten the French. Massive dubs for them. Massive dubs. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go. Wow. Just wow. What is this?